first guest is just as mesmerized by true crime stories as we are. In fact, he is so obsessed, he created the True Crime Obsessed podcast, and he's here to share all about it. We welcome Patrick Hinds. Thank you so much for being here.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
This is so fun.
Yeah.
We all love true crime in this building.
Who doesn't?
You've come to the right place.
Perfect.
Tell me about the podcast for those who haven't had a chance to listen yet.
Yeah, so True Crime Obsessed, I co-created with my dear friend Jillian Pensavalli, and basically we are true crime documentary nerds. And so we were doing this like before the big documentary craze happened.
Yeah.
And we were our only friends who watched that stuff and talked about it. And we were like, there's gotta be a whole community of people who watch these documentaries and wanna listen to other people's reactions to it. And so that was why we started True Crime Obsessed.
And you guys have been doing it for a little while now.
Yeah, over 9 years.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's not common for a true crime podcast to last that long. So we love our listeners. We're very grateful.
And any podcast, I mean, and you were podcasting even before then, so you've really seen everything change.
Yeah, it's been a really wild ride in the podcast industry. I always say I feel very lucky to be alive in podcasting, in the golden age of podcasting. It's like I was right for this time. This is what I should be doing. So I feel very grateful to be here.
What first drew you to the medium?
Just story time. I found a theater podcast. I'm a big theater gay, and I found a podcast where this man was interviewing these big Broadway stars, and I was obsessed with listening to it, and then he stopped making it. And I was like, somebody else should make this podcast, and nobody did. So I was like, well, I'm gonna learn how to make a podcast, and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, why not me?
Exactly.
I'm gonna do this.
I need to do something creative. I only have a job and a husband and a daughter, and why not throw in something I don't know how to do and figure it out?
Why not? Well, and then full circle, didn't you get to do the True Crime Obsessed on a Broadway stage?
We did. Oh, thank you for asking.
That's amazing.
We were the first podcast to ever play live on Broadway, and we did it a couple years ago. Our director, Bob Bartley, put together this whole show with an opening number and a closing number with Broadway dancers, and it was a dream come true for both Jillian and me.
True spectacle.
I mean,
come on.
Yes, it was very over the top. It was at this historic Broadway theater. The house was just packed with our most loyal listeners. It was truly one of the greatest nights of my life.
That's amazing. Do you have some favorite true crime documentaries right now that you just can't stop even thinking about?
Yeah, we've been talking so much about the American Murder series on Netflix. So they did the Lacey Peterson one. They also, there's the Gabby Petito one that they just did. What we're seeing now that's so wonderful is this switch into ethical true crime storytelling. So we're seeing a lot of these documentaries being made by really top tier directors. We're seeing them where the families are really heavily involved. Sometimes they're acting as producers. So these documentaries are becoming very victim focused, and the families participating. And that's what this should be about. That's why we should be consuming this content. And so Netflix is doing it great. There's a lot of other streamers that are sort of making that change as well. So it's really good to see that direction.
We've been talking recently about Scamanda because we got to chat with some of the people involved with that.
I heard you met Nancy, the producer.
Oh my gosh, love her.
We're covering it right now on our Patreon. So it's we're doing it episode by episode. I mean, I have so much to say. Nancy, the producer, who also produced the podcast with the host Charlie, they couldn't live in a world where a woman could where anybody could get away with something like this. And as they say, everybody is affected by cancer in some way, and it became personal for all of these people. And yeah, I mean, I've just been screaming into my microphone about it now for weeks.
I love them.
Yeah.
But I love how you guys take the approach of, having it be a more ethical conversation and victim focused, but there are still moments of levity and we can still have a nice time.
Yeah, we always try to take the lighter approach. There are wonderful podcasts that get into the details and all. That's not really our thing in terms of the gory details. We are very focused on, we're recapping a documentary. So we're talking not just about the case, we're talking about the filmmaking style and whether it's good or bad, or why are people wearing stained t-shirts when they're sitting, you knew the documentary crew was coming, or the idiot defense attorney or whatever. The laughs are never at the expense of the victim.
That's fun for everybody.
Yeah.
Tell me about your show that you're bringing to Portland tonight, the whole reason you're here.
Yes, I'm on tour right now. It's a show, it's an evening with Patrick Hinds, where the first hour I'm putting on my storytelling hat, where I'm telling this really funny, crazy story about a night I spent with Golden Girls icon Bea Arthur. She played Dorothy Zbornak. She did not like me. She hated me on site, but she needed me. I was her host and her guide. And she basically just got drunk and made fun of me. And so I mash up that story with the story of my daughter, who we adopted through foster care, being brought to us. So it's sort of a mashup of those two stories. And then the rest of the night, we just go to the bar, we make friends, we're having cocktails, we're meeting
fun.
people in the local area. It's my favorite thing is community building. So
Yes.
bringing the listeners together for a fun night out.
Well, a really unique time too, and I just
Yeah.
love the B. Arthur experience. But what if she was so nice to you? That would have been
I know.
so boring.
We were in no danger of her being nice to me, I don't think. It turns out I was just so overeager, and we have this
Sure.
drag performer who is playing B. Arthur from Beyond the Grave,
Yeah.
sort of telling her side of it, and just how like, I was just this like young, eager gay guy who just wanted B. Arthur to love me, and she was like, the more I wanted it, the less she was gonna give it to me.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love how you put that together with your beautiful daughter.
Yeah.
What a wonderful story.
And it's true because the day that she was being literally delivered to us, I
Yeah.
was watching the Golden Girls and reflecting back on the only other time in my life I was this nervous and this scared was when I was
Yeah.
dealing with B. Arthur when I was in college. And so I'm mashing up the two stories.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for
I hope
having
you have
me.
a wonderful time tonight.
Thank
It's a quick
you.
stop in Portland, but
Yes.
I hope it's beautiful.
Thank you so much. I love Portland.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Okay, make sure you join Patrick tonight for an evening of laughs, drinks, and drama at the Portland Art Museum's Tomorrow Theater. We'll have ticket information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.